I'll piggyback off of you because mine was sort of inspired by a true crime too. There's a town in upstate New York called Dryden, where in the early 90s, late 80s, the town was basically just stalked by death. Specifically the high school, a lot of people that were connected to the high school, so there were 3 cheerleaders, a football coach. People just kept dying in Dryden in these horrible, tragic ways. There was an abduction, a murder, a drunk driving accident, a suicide. But they were in such close proximity to each other, and all the people knew each other, that it became like this town myth that these people were cursed in this town. And you'd think that there would be just so much out there about, how did this happen to a town and everybody not knows about it. But the people who live in the town really hate talking about this time period, because it's obviously very, very painful. And they don't want it to be sensationalized. So that got me thinking about how do you move on from something like that when you live in this town, and what does that do to your psyche when you're wondering, am I or the people that I love going to be next? So that's where the seed of the idea came from. I didn't have to do as much research with this book as I did with my other books, because this one is a little bit more about the after effects of a crime on a community and not so much about the crime itself. Most of the research for my other books was how long can you go to jail for this for? Just good life knowledge to have too, I think.
Just in case. Knife research, I remember that.
Oh yeah, so my second book, Little Monsters, there was a stabbing of a person who was murdered by stabbing, and I cared very deeply about the type of knife that was used. So I should not. There's so many children. But I wanted to know how many times you would need to stab somebody with a knife that wasn't really made for stabbing somebody to death. I'm just gonna cut it off right there. I didn't find the answer online.
Do you guys ever feel like you have to explain your search history to the people you live with? So I am constantly texting my wife, like in Mosquitoland, there's a really quick divorce, so I'm Googling quickie divorce. 10 days or less. I'm texting my wife, just in case you're on my computer, I want you to know.
I'll ask my husband the question sometimes because he likes camping, so he knows about camping knives and stuff like that. So I asked him the stabbing question. He's like, why do you need to know this? Why?